Mushroom Kingdom, here we come!
Hey y'all, I'm writing and recording this while I'm sick, so I might not be quite as enthusiastic as usual, but let's just hope for the best here, okay? This is hard for all of us. I just watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie on Saturday, and let me tell ya, it was a real hoot. Is it 100% a movie where you probably have to be a Mario fan to enjoy it? Yeah, it is 100%. But I am a Mario fan, and I have been for most of my life, so this was just really satisfying as an experience. And I can completely understand the gripes with it, and why so many people don't seem to like it, even though I disagree with them personally. And then there's just some completely insane takes, but anyway, this is a spoiler-free review, but only if you've seen the trailers. Anyway, let's go! This is the Mario thing. That was pretty cool. So let's start with the fan service. I know it's probably cheap just to be like, hey look, it's the thing you recognize, whoa! But to me, the fan service here worked a lot because it wasn't really the main focus. All the references were on the side and felt really natural and loving and caring, and like the people writing this were actually Mario fans, unlike, you know, those movies. I especially like how seamlessly Mario Kart is integrated. The pretty undisputed best aspect though was the score. The music in this movie is utterly incredible!
Fine. Chantrell! Nice to see you, bud!
Does this thing work?
Every 5 seconds, I was recognizing a classic Mario tune, and it feels so loving and intricate. The copyright music was a bit overplayed, but I wouldn't trade the last song they play for anything. It's my favorite song and kinda gave me the feels. But yeah, that one song is kinda the exception. The others are pretty nonsensical, like the Donkey Kong place scene, and all the scenes had scores made that they just didn't use, but like, they're really good, so why didn't you just use them? Okay. The copyright music definitely feels the most Illumination-y out of anything in the movie. Oh yeah, by the way, Illumination made this movie. They are a very bad animation studio because of the lack of effort and little touches. And yet this proves to me that they can put effort into things and have little details that go a long way, and the only reason this movie reached its potential is thanks to Nintendo's involvement. Okay, here's an unexpected positive. The comedy in this movie was actually kind of on point. They definitely include a lot of standard whatever jokes in the trailer, because all the jokes they didn't reveal are really funny and charming, mostly. So much cute banter, so big little character things, like Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong's whole dynamic is hilarious. I love the Luma, oh my gosh. That one exchange between him and Kamek near the end slayed me. The biggest laugh I got, though, was definitely that one thing Bowser does in the middle of the movie. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie or the YouTube trending page. It is actually the hardest I've laughed in a theater since, like, Guardians 2, and the hardest I've laughed in general since the cast reveal for this movie. And that's what we call a freaking segue! So obviously, the seemingly terrible casting choices were what really got the buzz around the movie going. Then the trailer didn't exactly make a specific choice look much better. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come, was rough. But I'm shocked to report that Chris Pratt actually did a really good job as Mario. Yeah, all his kind of lifeless sounding lines in the trailer aren't actually used in the film, replaced with takes that he's doing a voice. He wasn't lying about that. He is doing a voice, and it's really good and charming. And the crappy Mushroom Kingdom, here we come line isn't even in the movie at all. So I guess they just called him at midnight to record that line for the trailer, because yeah, Chris is really giving an enthusiastic performance here. The rest of the cast was great too. Anna Taylor-Joy makes Peach very likable. In fact, this is the most likable she's been in any non-RPG or karting game. Charlie Day is barely doing a voice at all, but he kind of just naturally sounds like Luigi, so I think it works perfectly. Keegan-Michael Key and Seth Rogen were pretty good as Toad and Donkey Kong. Oh, definitely the weakest out of the main characters. I thought Seth's voice does fit Donkey Kong well, I just don't like him. And Toad's problem was a little more of a writing thing. Like, I kind of forgot he joined the adventure after we got to Donkey Kong Land. The obvious best voice actor, surprising nobody at all, was Jack Black as Bowser. He killed it in the role. And it's one of my favorite performances he's ever given. Absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, he had so many good moments. There's a couple pacing issues with the movie, like the first act does drag a tad, and I think we recruit Peach to the adventure weirdly fast. She's just like on board at her first scene. Maybe we could have cut down Act 1 to make this scene a little bit longer? Also, my actual biggest issue with the movie is that there's this one Toad with a really deep voice who's like Peach's second in command. Why couldn't he just be Toadsworth? It would have been a really easy reference that would have made me go, whoa, look at that! But yeah, I mean, I don't really have any issues with the story itself. It's very simple, but like, what were you expecting? I don't want it to be complicated. This is the Mario movie. I want a Mario story. Go bigger for the inevitable sequel, but for this one, yeah, it works really well for me. Okay, this part goes into slight spoilers. Skip to this time to avoid them. But lastly, I want to quickly acknowledge the 3 takes I've seen being thrown around way too much, and they make no sense, and I hate them. This is Peach is out of character and feminist propaganda, Mario's a punching bag, and Bowser's out of character and too big a simp for Peach. So, the Peach thing. This is the definition of people being tired of movies with quote-unquote woke elements, so they decide to act like it exists where it doesn't. I'm not saying Peach isn't different in this movie, but I'm saying she's not as different as you all make her out to be. She nails the training course and is a lot stronger and more capable than in the games. But she also grew up in the Mushroom Kingdom, and besides in the RPG titles and in Mario Kart, she has sass. She is fully capable. There's a reason she's in 3D World. This isn't anything new, and I'm glad they went this route because it makes her way more likable. She's not a good character in the games, really.
But Mr. Star Topus from YouTube, making Peach a stronger character made Mario a weaker character, right? That's not very cool.
I am genuinely wondering if we watched the same movie. Mario being a punching bag? This isn't even a valid criticism. The only time Mario really loses is at the beginning, when he has zero experience aside from being a plumber. He plumbs things. And yeah, of course he loses! It's almost like he gets more experience as the movie goes on, eventually is good enough to save the day. You know, like how storytelling works? If Mario was immediately the character we all know him as, there'd be no satisfaction in him eventually defeating Donkey Kong and then defeating Bowser because he does it every week. This is basic storytelling! And Bowser being a simp is just really, really funny. It's not even the most simp he's been. Have you seen the anime movie from the 80s? Probably not, but trust me, he's way worse than that. Brief, unrelated rant aside, I'm just really happy this movie exists and turned out so well, and I'm randomly now really excited to see what Illumination does next with the Nintendo. I'm thinking 9 out of 10 or like a high 8. Easily the most fun I'd had in a theater since the Bob's Burgers movie, so literally just over Quantumania. These are the last 3 movies I watched in theaters, yeah. Okay, final little blurb. We got the trailer for Illumination's next movie, Migration, right before the movie started. And this trailer is weird. It plays a montage of all their movies before we actually see the new footage. So I was thinking, oh shoot, Despicable Me 4? Surely this has to be a big milestone for the company because they're showing all of the clips from their other movies. But it's just like a random duck movie. Doesn't even look bad or anything. It's just, why did they market it like that? It just looks like a normal movie. Okay, bye.